Hi, it's late. I can't sleep. I got a second wind, so I thought I would give a little tour of my gear and explain what's up. It'll probably be mostly a tour of what's broken, but this is what I've collected over the years. It's not much, but the thing that works the most is my first and still favorite synthesizer, the ESQ1. You can see all the old. This was a set list on masking tape. I have to get some alcohol. Anyway, still has original program cartridge. Save some sounds on there. Now the problem with this is at the last gig I ever played with it, which was like 15 years ago, at a rehearsal, I just smashed it on this end on the ground. So like this key doesn't work anymore. This key kind of works. This key doesn't work anymore. It has other sound issues. Maybe if this gets, I'll put up like a poll. If you want to actually hear what's wrong with these or what's right with these, let me know. So that's the ESQ1, the Ensoniq. It is a classic digital synthesizer. It has a Ensoniq as a company has an amazing history. If you're into music or the 80s in general, I would definitely recommend it, looking into them. Now this one is a bit more rare. It's hard to see the name, but it's a Krumar multiman-s, or in some places it was called the Orchestrator. It is a 70s synthesizer, completely analog. There's no media or anything. And it sounds awesome when it works. And it has like all these different, it works different from a normal synthesizer. It's meant to like be like a string, mostly strings, but like woodwind, piano. Like it's supposed to mimic in the 70s, like an orchestra. But like only a few of these sliders actually work right now. Didn't drop it, just very old and was in storage for a very long time. So some of the functions don't work, some of them do. Here's the stuff that's like not plugged in. Well, I guess I could also point out I have this little compressor. I don't even know if it works. It turns on. I don't know if it works great, but I have it. It was really cheap at one point, I guess. Also cheap at one point was this drum machine. Very cheap. It does work. It actually completely works, but like I use mostly software now, so like an ESQ like this you can't get out of software, so it's great to have. These are just like some crappy drum samples, so I don't know. If anybody has $20, it's yours, I guess. But like this one is also in Sonic the Mirage. This is historic. This was like back when a sampler. This is a sampler. Back when a sampler cost like what a car costs or plus, like up to what a house costs, like no kidding, in the 80s. Okay, like this was like, yes, I'm explaining. There's a cat. I'm explaining. The Mirage was like $1,000 or whatever, 2,000, whatever it was. It didn't cost us. Hey, I'm trying to explain about the Mirage. Okay, so that's the Mirage. It doesn't work right now. I mean, it is functional if I had the boot disk, because this is from the era where computers, and this was a computer basically, when computers couldn't start without a boot disk, a floppy disk with a specific program on it, which I have long since lost. I could order online if I felt like it. But again, maybe for like the filters it's useful right now, but like a sampler is like a phone at this point. So it's not even like useful except for parts or for historical purposes, even though again it would work. It just I don't need like a 12-bit sampler at this point. It is beautiful. I like it. I like that it's historic. It's a very historically important instrument, and I actually have it somehow. And it's the first. Like it's not the Mark II or whatever. It's like the first one. So that's kind of cool. And this is completely useless, really. Oh, it's one of the first like 8-track digital 8 tracks for home use, and it's you know, by today's standards, is ridiculous. It has like a parallel port because USB didn't exist yet, you know. And so that's like a parallel port for like extra memory because you could like keep like maybe like 1 5-minute song on all 8 tracks. Like it's very minimal. So I don't know what you could use it for today, even if I had this power charger, which I don't. Maybe like a effects unit, I guess, or like just like a very rudimentary mixing board. But from the late '90s, pretty obsolete at this point. But it's Korg. I wonder if it still works. It's all digital inside, but it is Korg, so I bet it works. But that's basically the hardware that I have. Most of the music that I make is with software. But I do like to, even on software, try to emulate the way music was made on these things, even if it's in a virtual digital environment. But you know what? This was like one of the first virtual digital environments, and it still pretty much works, except for the stuff that I ruined by being a clumsy dodo. But that's it. I hope you liked it. Thanks.